Have you ever stopped to think about how muscle loss can completely change a person's life? Many people believe that aging automatically means accepting weakness, dependency on others, and the loss of independence. But the truth is, that's not entirely natural. Science shows that in most cases, muscle loss after the age of 60 is not only due to the passage of time, but also to the choices we make daily, especially our dietary choices. Today, there's a billion-dollar industry that profits from this fear. It sells miracle capsules, overpriced shakes, and quick fixes that promise instant strength. Many elderly people desperate to regain energy fall for these promises. But what few people talk about is that the real answer isn't found in a bottle. The answer lies in how we nourish ourselves every day with every meal. When muscles don't receive the right nutrients, they start to disappear. This silent process has a name, sarcopenia. It explains why getting up from a chair can feel difficult, why walking a few blocks seems like a huge challenge, and why confidence drops when the fear of falling sets in. The good news is that you don't have to accept this as your fate. The secret to fighting sarcopenia isn't in magic solutions. It's in ancient grains. These simple foods, once used by ancient civilizations to energize soldiers, workers, and travelers, were forgotten for decades. However, recent studies show that they might be the key to regaining strength, vitality, and even years of independence. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you now. Get ready, because we're about to dive into the power of 9 extraordinary grains, ranked from least to most impressive, that can transform your muscle health. Buckwheat, the forgotten strength. Buckwheat is a fascinating food. Despite the name, it's not actually wheat, but a seed. What makes it special is that it contains all 9 essential amino acids, something extremely rare in grains. Among them, 2 stand out, lysine and leucine. These amino acids act like signals telling your body, time to build muscle, and that's exactly what's lacking as we age. A study published in 2020 in the journal Nutrients followed elderly participants who consumed protein derived from buckwheat daily. In just 8 weeks, they experienced a 19% increase in muscle mass. Think about the impact of that on your life. In less than 2 months, stronger muscles, less fatigue, and more autonomy. And the benefits don't stop there. Buckwheat contains rutin, a substance that strengthens blood vessels and improves circulation. This means more oxygen reaches the muscles, speeding up recovery and providing greater endurance. Plus, it helps regulate blood sugar levels, preventing those energy spikes that quickly turn into fatigue. Want to visualize it? Imagine starting your day with a bowl of buckwheat porridge sprinkled with cinnamon, or for dinner a savory dish with sautéed vegetables. Simple, affordable, and powerful. This tiny grain starts working inside your body immediately, rebuilding muscle fibers and reducing silent inflammation. Oats, the guardian of the mitochondria. When we talk about oats, many people think of a bland breakfast, but oats are much more than that. They are one of the most powerful weapons against muscle loss because they protect the mitochondria, the true energy factories of our cells. The secret lies in avananthromides, antioxidants found only in oats. They fight oxidative stress, which acts like internal rust that wears down muscles over the years. When mitochondria are protected, muscles have the energy to contract, recover, and grow. A 2016 study in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition showed that elderly individuals who ate oats daily experienced up to a 25% improvement in muscle recovery and less fatigue during light exercise. In other words, more energy to walk, more stamina to climb stairs, and less body pain. And there's more. Oats combine slow digesting carbohydrates, soluble fiber, and minerals like iron and magnesium. This ensures steady energy without sharp crashes, and it also strengthens the gut, which improves nutrient absorption from other foods. Want a practical example? A bowl of oatmeal with berries and flax seeds in the morning isn't just breakfast. It's a shield against muscle loss and a stable energy source for the entire day. Millet, the underestimated grain. Millet is one of the oldest grains in the world, but unfortunately, it's nearly forgotten. It should be a regular part of the diet for everyone over 60 because it contains a powerful combination of leucine, magnesium, and phosphorus. Leucine is essential for stimulating muscle growth. Magnesium helps muscles relax after contractions, preventing cramps. Phosphorus is involved in tissue regeneration, speeding up recovery after small efforts. A 2022 clinical review published in Frontiers in Nutrition showed that diets rich in millet increased lean mass, reduced inflammation, and improved walking speed in just 6 weeks. Think about that. In just over a month and a half, real, noticeable changes that transform daily life. A simple substitution already makes a difference, replacing white rice with millet in a meal. It's a small change with big results. Sorghum may not be a very familiar name to you, but it is one of the most powerful grains when it comes to restoring muscle and energy after the age of 60. For centuries, it was a staple food in ancient African and Asian civilizations. And today, science confirms what ancient peoples already knew. Sorghum is a true shield against weakness. The secret of this grain lies in 3 main components. The first is resistant starch, a special type of carbohydrate that reaches the colon and feeds the good bacteria in the gut. This strengthens the gut microbiota and ensures better nutrient absorption, which is essential for maintaining strong muscles. The second is polyphenols, compounds that reduce silent inflammation that eats away at strength over time. The third is muscle antioxidants, which neutralize free radicals and protect muscle cells from premature aging. In 2021, a study published in the journal Nutrients showed that seniors who added sorghum to their daily diet improved strength test results by 28% and even reversed up to 2 years of accumulated muscle loss in just 8 weeks without changing anything in their exercise routine. To understand the real impact of this, just remember the story of Linda, 68. She loved walking in the park but couldn't go more than 15 minutes without feeling exhausted. When she started adding sorghum salad with chickpeas and lemon to her meals, everything changed. Within 3 weeks, she was walking nearly twice the distance, and after 2 months, she had firm legs, renewed confidence, and the energy to play with her grandchildren. Best of all, sorghum is easy to use. It can be cooked like rice, added to soups, used in cold salads, or even popped like popcorn. It's tasty, nutritious, and above all, a powerful ally for anyone looking to maintain vitality. Now let's talk about quinoa, a grain you've probably heard a lot about, but maybe don't fully realize how important it is for those over 60. This small grain has earned its reputation as a superfood for good reason. Unlike most others, quinoa is a complete protein containing all the essential amino acids the body needs to rebuild muscle. It also contains 3 essential minerals for muscle health: iron, magnesium, and phosphorus. Iron improves oxygen transport, providing energy for every contraction. Magnesium helps reduce cramps and spasms and improves the quality of muscle contractions. Phosphorus works directly in fiber regeneration, speeding up recovery. This combination is so powerful that a 2019 study published in the British Journal of Nutrition revealed that just 50 grams of quinoa per day increased muscle protein synthesis by 15% and reduced post-exercise soreness by 20% in older adults. And to prove how this works in real life, just look at the example of Maria, 71, passionate about gardening. She used to suffer from pain and cramps in her legs every time she crouched to tend her flowers. Her grandson, a nutrition student, suggested replacing her rice and beans dinner with quinoa and grilled vegetables. 2 weeks later, the pain had lessened, and within a month, Maria was spending hours in her garden again, no longer afraid of cramps, regaining not just strength, but the joy of doing what she loved. Teff is a tiny grain native to Ethiopia, but it has enormous power when it comes to muscle health. Though nearly invisible due to its size, it's packed with nutrients that make a real difference for anyone looking to maintain strength and vitality after age 60. Rich in iron, calcium, lysine, and resistant starch, Teff works on multiple fronts at once. Iron ensures your muscles receive enough oxygen, because without oxygen, they simply can't function. Calcium strengthens not only the bones, but also muscle contractions, making movements more stable and firm. Lysine, which is rare in many other grains, is essential for collagen formation and muscle tissue regeneration. And resistant starch helps nourish gut microbiota, improving the absorption of everything you eat along with it. In 2021, a study published in Clinical Nutrition ESPN showed that seniors who included Teff in their meals 3 times per week increased mitochondrial density in their muscles by 30%, meaning more power plants inside cells, more endurance, less fatigue, and much faster recovery. That's exactly what happened to Walter, a 75-year-old former sports coach who complained of his legs feeling heavy like lead. His daughter brought home injera, the traditional Ethiopian flatbread made from teff, and he began eating it regularly. Just a few weeks later, Walter was walking lightly again, no longer needing to stop at every block, and regained the vitality he thought was lost forever. Teff can be used in many ways, in creamy porridges, soft breads, pancakes, or as a base for savory dishes. Its mildly sweet flavor pairs well with both fruits and vegetables, making it easy to incorporate into everyday meals. Every teff-based meal is an opportunity to strengthen your muscles and slow the progress of sarcopenia. Another grain that deserves recognition is amaranth, once considered sacred by the Aztecs and Mayans, and now being rediscovered by modern science. It's not just a nutritious grain, it's a true weapon against inflammation and muscle loss. Amaranth is a complete protein, but what really sets it apart are rare compounds like squalene and bioactive peptides. Squalene, also found in olive oil and even shark liver, is a powerful antioxidant that protects muscles from damage caused by free radicals. Bioactive peptides act like messengers telling the body it's time to grow and recover. In 2020, a study published in the journal Nutrients showed that seniors who consumed amaranth for just 6 weeks increased muscle strength by 26%, reported fewer cramps, and experienced less joint pain. And if you think this is just theory, Carol's story proves otherwise. At 70 years old and a former ballerina, she could no longer cross the room without holding on to furniture. Her niece made her a porridge with amaranth, banana, and cinnamon, and Carol began eating it regularly. In less than a month, she felt stronger, was walking without fear, and even resumed gentle stretches she had given up years ago. Amaranth is versatile. It can be used as a base for porridges, in soups, in breads, or even as a rice substitute. Its mild flavor works in both sweet and savory dishes, making it easy to incorporate into any part of the day. Eating amaranth is more than just nourishment. It's giving your body a direct source of rebuilding and energy. We've reached the top of the list, and here is the grain that most surprises when it comes to muscle rebuilding: wild rice. Despite the name, It's not a typical rice, but a dark-colored aquatic grass with a bold flavor, known for containing extremely high levels of leucine, the most important amino acid for overcoming what's called anabolic resistance. This phenomenon occurs with aging, when the body simply ignores the signal to rebuild muscle even after consuming protein. It's like trying to turn on a light and the switch doesn't work. Wild rice is exactly what flips that switch back on, allowing muscles to respond again, grow, and strengthen. Recent research published in the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle showed that seniors who ate wild rice 3 times a week increased protein synthesis rates by over 40%, gained up to 1.5 kilograms of lean mass, and improved walking speed, all without adding extra exercise to their routine. For many, that means regaining a steady stride, recovering energy to climb stairs, and even reducing reliance on support aids. And if you think that's just theory, George's story shows how it works in practice. At 76 years old, he already relied on a walker to get up and move around. His son, determined to help him, prepared a wild rice soup with lentils and spinach. Within 3 weeks, George was able to stand without pushing off the arms of the chair, and within 2 months, he ditched the walker entirely. That's the real power of a food that, when prepared correctly, can restore independence. It's important to remember that wild rice needs some care in preparation to preserve its properties. Ideally, soak it for a few hours and cook it slowly over low heat without too much salt. This helps retain nutrients and ensures maximum benefit. Now that you've been introduced to buckwheat, oats, millet, sorghum, quinoa, teff, amaranth, and wild rice, it's time to understand the core message. Sarcopenia is not an inevitable fate, but rather a consequence of choices. And choices can be changed. These grains are not just food, they are tools for longevity, silent allies working inside you to restore strength, energy, and vitality. The secret isn't eating all of them every day, all at once. It's about variety, gradual inclusion, and staying consistent. Eating these grains 3 to 4 times a week is enough to start noticing changes. The body needs to receive nutrients regularly in order to respond and rebuild. And when that happens, the signs become clear. Getting up from a chair effortlessly, carrying grocery bags without pain, walking longer distances without needing to stop, realizing that cramps and nighttime aches have eased, feeling that confidence in your body has returned. These small signs are victories, signs that you are beating sarcopenia and reclaiming something that once felt lost, your independence. Here's a practical tip that can make all the difference. Don't think of these grains as isolated foods. Think of them as pieces of a puzzle. Quinoa combined with beans or lentils creates a complete amino acid meal, perfect after a light walk. Oats with berries for breakfast provide steady energy and antioxidants that protect muscles throughout the day. Wild rice prepared with green vegetables brings together leucine, iron, and magnesium, stimulating muscle growth and supporting heart health. Amaranth with banana and cinnamon at night helps reduce cramps, speeds recovery, and promotes deep sleep, which is essential for body regeneration. Sorghum in salads with chickpeas and olive oil strengthens the gut and improves nutrient absorption. It's this smart combination that boosts the effects. At the end of the day, the big question is, will you keep feeding an industry that profits from your weakness, or will you choose today to give your body what truly works? These ancient grains are within your reach. They're affordable, versatile, and scientifically proven to be effective. They don't sell illusions, they deliver results. And the choice is in your hands. If this message resonated with you, consider taking the next step. Add one of these grains to your next meal and observe how your body responds. And if you'd like to share your experience, tell us which one you already use or which one you plan to try. Because every real story inspires others to believe that aging is not a synonym for weakness, but rather a sign of wisdom and smart choices. When we come together on this journey, we build a stronger, healthier, more independent community, where every person over 60 can live with dignity, energy, and confidence in their own body.